Today, I want to talk about mistakes that will make friends avoid you. I know there are a lot of times when friends just suddenly disappear and we have no idea why they are doing it. And me personally, I had some of those experiences too, partially because I kind of just isolated myself when I was younger. But here I want to talk about three mistakes that I really feel like are relevant. This list is by no means exhaustive, but I want to cover these points more extensively. My name's Augustus, and I learn about social barriers and norms to help people become their true self in life. So here I have three different mistakes for you, and as I go into them, you'll start to see and understand the perspective of a relationship. So the first mistake is approaching a relationship way too fast. And when I say a relationship, it means all relationships, including the friendships and the romantic ones. The scenario might go something like this, where you really like this person seems absolutely amazing, but then you go and probably tell this person how amazing they are, maybe through text, email, letter, like you pour out your heart into it, you give this person your heart, but then suddenly they become standoffish. They just pull back because they don't feel like this is very appropriate, or they don't feel very comfortable, so they shut you down. If you are approaching someone a little too fast and you guys are both not on the same page, the relationship stops. So I like to use an example of, let's say, like a car. If you see a car that is driving incredibly fast towards you, what is your first instinct? You dodge, right? You don't want to be in front of the car because you're gonna get ran over. That's the same thing with anything that is approaching too fast. If someone is trying to rush you, your first instinct is, why exactly am I being rushed? And you become very defensive, you withdraw. So we don't want to approach any relationship like that. What this really means in a relational standpoint is that if you're a stranger, you shouldn't be trying to act like best friends with someone. You shouldn't try to be like buddy buddy and try to be like really close with this person, because you're not. That's just the reality. You can't go from 0 to 100 within a short time frame. You have to gradually build up your relationship. So same thing. If you're friends, don't try to act like someone's boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, be understanding of the fact that people don't just go all in at once, and moving things too fast makes people feel uncomfortable. Now, here's the second mistake, and it has to do with sharing too much or too little when you're talking with someone. We usually come off as different tendencies where either you don't really want to be a burden to someone at all, so you don't try to give or share much so that you don't place any stress on the other person. You try to minimize your own footprint as much as possible, or you tend to be extremely clingy and overshare everything and try to see, since you feel like you found a friend that actually cares about you, so you share so much. And either one of this is very off-putting to the friendship in the long term. In the first scenario, if you share too little, people assume that you are going to be like that most of the time, that you don't have that much needs, or you're just very quiet. So if you take that stance, people will share more and unload their problems onto you, and you'll be the listener most of the time because you have set the tone that you don't usually talk that much. Now, the second one is oversharing. When we share too much, it does feel like a burden to someone. Don't always unload so much onto the person. Share some things, but monitor it. But don't just have the person drink out of the fire hose. Don't stick to the person so closely and being really scared to lose this person. Being too clingy chokes the air out of people, and that's what really ruins long-term relationships. And people just walk away because they feel like you're choking them out. Now, the third one I really want to talk about is not being able to take rejections. When I say rejections, it can range on to any type of rejections. It can be romantically, it can be you inviting someone to a game or to an event and people just say no. The reality here is no one likes rejections. Whenever we put ourselves out there and we get rejected, it hurts. But when we are rejected, we need to learn to be able to handle that rejection and not let the emotions take over and run rampant. This helps you in your friendships and it scares people away if you don't have control over yourself because people like to feel safe. Let me give you an example. Let's say I try to invite you to play games with me, let's say Fortnite, but you said no, not because you had something to do, but simply because you don't want to. You just don't want to play with me, and that's totally fine. But me, I couldn't handle that rejection, and I start cussing you out, and I start throwing rocks at you because I think you're a horrible person and you turned me down. That makes you feel unsafe because you think I'm a complete lunatic. Someone that can't control their own emotions when they are rejected is unsafe to someone else. Yes, we all feel hurt. We feel sad, we feel angry, we feel bitter, but you have to be able to keep yourself in control. And how you handle that shows all your potential future friends what you can be like as a person. If you handle this well, other people sees that and they will be like, okay, this person's safe to be around. And they might not invite you this time, but they will invite you next time. And you do this by respecting people, either if they reject you or not reject you. Either they're friends with you or not friends with you. There is no switch that you flip from being a really respectable person to I don't give a F about you because they rejected you. You being respectful is a common courtesy that makes you a good friend. So don't let the pain and bitterness dictate who you are as a person. And that will make people want to be around you more. So these are the 3 mistakes that I want to talk about. There are obviously more. And if this is helpful, please let me know and I'll make more videos with a similar topic. And if I missed any, yeah, you can go ahead and tell me, or you have questions, just comment. But without that being said, stay strong, stay healthy, and we'll keep on going on this journey together to really explore all different aspects of social skills and social situations. Take care.